God damn, dude. Damn. You say you already don't like this PA? Yeah, what's up, Mr. Z? Well, we got to break a structure above 626. So I mean, we could see a pullback, but we could see a pullback. But it's a lot of momentum. So yeah, here's the breakout right here above those highs. Could see a pullback. Kind of suck. But I got a half size position at these highs. What I'm gonna start doing now is if I'm chasing the market as it's moving higher, I'm gonna look for a half size position. If I get a deep pullback, obviously I can get a full size. We'll see if it continues to push here or if it needs to pull back. We'll see. It'd just be my luck, right? Okay. Well, I am willing to get in. Now, if this thing shoots higher after it stops me out, man, that's some bullshit, Nasdaq. That is bullshit. But hmm, that is bullshit. That stop out was bullshit. Come on, Nasdaq. All right. Mm, 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 mm. Hey, what's up, Tony? Mm. Okay. Mm. Mm. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, it's obvious the market wants to go higher here. So my strategy right now is to try to get into areas of try to get under areas where there's structure already built, because this looks like it's pulling back, seeking liquidity to fill some of these orders as it tries to go higher. Obviously, the bears are trying to short an uptrend. You know what? You see what's happening here, though? I just noticed this, but we do have sell stops underneath this trend line, this rising trend line right here. But you can see that the market is taking out the highs as it goes higher. So it's just swiping the liquidity and then going down, swiping the liquidity and then going down, and swipe the liquidity. We'll see. We actually see this thing come right back down. So now all this is rising support. this rising trend line right here. Nothing but sell side liquidity right here. But if you look at the 5 or 15 minute, okay, this looks like an opportunity right here to get into this damn thing. Let's see if it pulls back. Let's see if it pulls back here. Shit, the orb is officially formed though. Mm. Mm. You know, that's crazy because we're not seeing that much volume in the Nasdaq here. We're seeing 750,000 contracts right now. Does it matter now? Hmm. 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 Where do you think it's trying to go, Bro Kid? Where do you think it's trying to go? Hmm. Are you still in the June contract, or are you trading the September contract? Looks like you're probably trading the still in the June. Yeah. You say you don't switch to your fourth. Well, this could be an opportunity right here. Could be an opportunity at the top of that orb, lined up with the 21 EMA. Let's see. That's interesting. It's not showing on the screen right now. That's interesting. It's not showing that I'm in a position right now. That's interesting. Shit, how much more you got to go, Investor Z? Oh, I see what I did. I see what I did. Oh, shit. Oh, no wonder why. No wonder why it's not showing up on the screen. Okay. Let's see if we can break the orb high again without ever having to reject. And you know they're gonna reject the deal when price gets to the area where everybody wants to take profits, and then magically, all right, this is good enough. Let's reject the deal now so we can dump and do this all over again. And we're seeing a lot of green in the tick strike, so let's break past this. Come on, SpaceX. Come on, SpaceX. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. There, we got half of the position off. I'm trying to take on a small little piece off there at that high right there because it looked like it was struggling. I mean, it looks like that little imbalance right there is holding the market up right now. And there's a trend line I drew last night that the market is trying to sell off of right now. The bears already tried twice selling off that trend line. Or they've already tried selling off that trend line twice. I think we should get the market to push higher here. At least get a retest and maybe that high right there, the high of that body. Dang, gold must be the metals must be super pumping. You got gold at plus 14, silver at plus 10. Mm. All right, I'm just gonna take those and take that. Market looks like it's struggling at these highs right now, so I'm just gonna take that. It does look like it wants to go short with that lower high right there. It does look like the liquidity was taken above this high, and now we're seeing a failure from the bulls to push higher here. Mm. Hmm. You gotta love shit like that, man. Man, you gotta love shit like that, man. Ah. Man, that is that is uh, all right. I don't know why I chose to do that. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I have no clue why I chose to do that shit. That would have been an easy winner right there. That was a 100-point move right there. Quick and easy. That was a straight 100-point move right there. That's probably where I should have entered the position right there at the top of that. Nasdaq, you owe me for that bullshit. You owe me. You owe me 100 points. Shit, it works both ways. All right. I hate that I see that there's a trend line coming down right there, but there's a trend line coming down right there. So either the bulls need to break above that trend line, we'll probably see a pullback and a continuation here, or they're just going to fail at that trend line, and the bears are going to become aggressive at that trend line. So we're going to need to see the bulls step up here. bulls. Break through that trend line. Nasdaq, before you need to give me 100 points because this bullshit right there that you pulled, you need to pay what you owe with that. You owe me 100 points. Okay, that looks about right there. That looks like where the trend line should be at. Yeah, okay. Oh. Now you want to come back and fill my limit order? All right, so it looks like this is going to be one of those tough mornings. It's tough morning. Let me see if I can kind of get into this. Get back into this. All right, so that tells me that my trend line is drawn correctly. You can see that they're trying to buy off of it. You got both the EMAs lining up with this trend line. So this is about as correct as it can be, I guess. Let's see if the bulls are going to push off of this trend line right now. And they're really trying to hold off that trend line. They're really trying to hold off that trend line. So the stop run above this trend line, this falling trend line right here. All the buy stops, it's just building up on this trend line. So when we finally do see that squeeze, it should be a big pop when we finally see it. But it works both ways. The same way the bulls are trying to hold and buy, the bears are trying to hold and sell. Okay. My God, Nasdaq. My God, dude. My God. I think we see a break. I mean, well, shit, we've already got the break of the trend line. So we should see the market continue to move higher here. I would highly doubt that the bears would have the strength to come back and knock this thing down. I would doubt that that's possible. Okay. All right, so we're finally seeing this move happening. We're finally seeing the stop run above this trend line, the stop run above the high of the orb. If it pulls back, I am willing to add to this position. If we see a pullback here. Honestly, I don't know. Mm. I guess if it doesn't hold here, then I guess it does. We do see the move down. It just sucks because my stop is literally right there at that low. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna readjust it. I mean, it has to hold here. If it doesn't, then I'll get stopped out of this. I just keep my stop where it originally was. So I mean, like I said, if it doesn't hold here, then we do see that I've dropped down. So I'm not gonna give it too much. And then I don't want to stop myself out. And then it does this where we do see the push higher. And all I had to do was be patient in the move, you know. I mean, the bears are trying to come in at the top of that orb. That's my only concern. I mean, if you can clear that the high, the orb high, that I'll be more comfortable in this trade. It's just that that orb high seems like it's trying to act as strong resistance. That's not looking good. That's not looking good. That's not looking good. Okay. That's not looking good. Honestly, I don't. Hold on, guys. Hmm. Okay, I'll just leave my stop underneath that low. It does look like the Bears are trying to regain control here, but I don't trust them. So I'm just gonna stick. I'm gonna stay long here. I don't trust the longs. Okay, well. I kind of figured that we was going to get this kind of price action in New York. It always seems to happen this way. We get a big move overnight, and once we get that big move overnight, it continues through London, and then we see this indecision, choppy price action during New York. It's kind of textbook at this point. It's a challenge to determine who's really in control based on momentum and structure, because it looks bearish, but it's moving as if it's bullish, and all the pops are getting shorted, but then the bears ain't holding it. So both sides of the market are getting taken out. Okay. Kind of getting tired of this right here. Kind of getting tired of this. Can we just take these bears out, please, and push higher? Okay. Okay. All right. It's obviously the Nasdaq is in account collection mode right now. It's obvious she's in account collection mode right now. All right, so we finally get a break of that orb high. Let's see if we can get a close above it. If this candle, get a candle close above that orb high. Okay. Should be good. Should be. Yeah. I was going to start my TPT account today, but I'm glad I didn't. I didn't take the time to activate it or anything. I didn't want to. Mm. Yeah. And so Alpha, you're saying that you keep getting your orders rejected on your 100K Pro account and support is taking too long to respond? It does look heavy after that double top right there. It is looking a little bit heavy, but damn, your limit orders are getting rejected? That is crazy. How the hell is a limit order getting rejected? Yeah, there's something definitely going on. If something is supposed to fill, it should be those limit orders. What about your market orders? Limit orders should get filled. I really don't see a reason why a limit order shouldn't get filled, honestly. Nothing works? Wow. Okay. Okay. If I can regain control of my mouse, that would be nice. Take off some more at these highs. Take off some more at that high. I'll leave one to run for fun. Leave one to run for fun. We finally got all those damn bears stopped out. Finally got them. Okay. I'm gonna put my stop in profit so I can at least pay myself. Probably put my stop. Actually, I'll probably start trailing this thing. They can probably drop. Probably just start trailing this thing. Nice. Yeah, I'll just trail this thing. I'll trail it. push. Where's the high on this thing? The high is right there at 800. We'll see. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like the secret to trading the Nasdaq is trade small, trade often. Trade small and trade often. Because you'll finally get the move. Especially if it's in account collection mode. You'll finally get the move. Finally got that breakout. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Alfred? As soon as you just put a little bit of size on, that's when the market was like, oh, let's take this position out. I get into 2 minis. Probably hit my stop multiple times. But I mean, if I'm just looking for a P&L target, then I mean, it doesn't have to go far. It doesn't have to go far. Like 50 points is $1,000. Yeah, dude, it's crazy how accurate that is, man. Seek and destroy. I'll probably at least leave my stop back here because I feel like if I trail it too tight, it's gonna stop me out. So I'm in profit, at least 50 points, or is that 50 points? Just about almost 50 points. I want to keep my stop underneath that low, where all the rest of the liquidity is. I'll begin to trail it as it pushes past. Okay, that it does kind of look like a double top a little bit. Okay, let's break above these highs. I'm gonna keep my eyes on what it does at this high right here. That's the session high. Let's see if it wicks down. If it pushes up and wicks down, then I'll be ready to take profits on this thing. Should just be able to trail this now. I really don't know where the market's objective is. I mean, we do have, we're actually taking out the initial balance high right now. The SD1 is at 900. Does the market push up 100 points from here? Do we see a failure at the orb, at the initial balance high? Can I get my controller? There we go, baby. There we go. My stop. I'll put my stop right there, man. It was close enough. All right, cool. All right, man. I made what, $1,200 today? Cool. I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, I'm up 1,200. All right. All right, man. That was a good session, man. That was a good session. Trade small, trade often. The Nasdaq is a nasty, nasty, nasty instrument. You saw how many times I went back to break even, but finally got the breakout. Finally got this damn breakout. After it made it look like it wanted to sell off, but I mean the structure was still bear, or the structure was still bullish. I know that the bears suck, so I had faith that the bulls would come through, but my only concern is when the bears are getting super aggressive, is that I don't have enough room, enough margin of error to stay in the trade, and it just comes back and stops me out and then goes without me. And that's my only concern when the bears get like this. But I don't ever think that they're going to actually reverse the market. And shit, if you guys were with me last night, good thing I left my good thing I closed my position at the highs. Good thing, because that thing just came back and super drops. Good thing. I mean, that's the one thing about the Nasdaq where you just kind of have to be mindful of. We saw the failure. Breakouts usually fail. Target filled. Okay, I would have had my target filled, but that's fine. I'm not gonna jump back into this. Probably go on the practice account. Yeah, the Nasdaq. When New York opens, all we trade is Nasdaq. Nasdaq. When New York opens, all we trade is Nasdaq. All right. All right, so I'm now in a practice account. So these trades are all non-risk trades. I have about 30 minutes left on the stream. There's no need to jump into a new account trying to make more money when that's enough for today. Made $1,200 this session, so that's enough. With all this choppy price action, I don't think we're going to see anything fluid. All right, so we gotta break out. We gotta break out above these highs. We gotta break out above that high right there. This is the initial balance high right here. This is not an order block. I might get rid of black box stocks, man, because it seems like there's always something going on with it, man. It's the quality of this platform has definitely gone down a lot. Okay. Hmm. Well, there goes to show that sometimes when the market is bearish with these put options, we're seeing nothing but puts here. Okay. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm surprised that people, it's crazy that, I mean, we're not even seeing real volume in the market right now. Okay, there it goes. It updated. It's like, dude, you got 1 point. Because usually when, and this is the reason why I had to stop trading the Nasdaq the first time, because the laptop that I had at the time wasn't able to handle all this volume in the Nasdaq. $1.1 million. Yeah, I switched to the U contract too. Honestly, I feel like the June contract was still good, but everybody's on the majority of everybody is on the September contract, so I'll just switch. Man, such a sleepy day here in Texas. Woke up to all this rain and thundering and cloud. This is basically going to sleep weather. Sun's not out or anything. So you already know after the rain comes the mosquitoes. Damn. But that's interesting though, Alfred. That's interesting that the or were you talking about the June contract, or are you talking about the U contract or the September contract? Last night, the September contract had more volume than the June contract last night. Maybe about like 100,000 more contracts were being traded last night than the September contract, but it was close. I'm surprised that the spreads were that wide or wide. Oh, he was trying that one. Oh yeah, he was using market orders. Oh. Man, this price action should be a crime. This should be a crime, dude. Did anybody see that controversy with Daniel Cormier last night, or Daniel Cormier and Eric Trump, and how they were saying that Eric Trump allegedly messaged or DM'd Daniel Cormier and blatantly asked about rigged fights? Now they later came out and said that this was AI and that it was fake. But what do you guys think? Do you think that was fake and that there was going to or do you think it's real? And it was like, well, I can always blame it on AI if I messaged the wrong person. Because I don't think, if you're talking about rigged fights, I think Daniel Cormier should be the last person you should ask. Or that you should even bring that type of conversation up to. Because if you ask Daniel Cormier, that means you hadn't followed him during his UFC career. He took pride in being the only fighter that didn't cheat and use performance enhancing drugs, and he took pride in that. He took pride in that. His biggest opponent was considered to be John Jones was considered to be a cheater. So that was, if this is true, and if this is not AI, he was not going to get that was not the conversation that you would have with Daniel Cormier. It's just not. Maybe somebody else, but not Daniel. But someone in the comment section did say that it's crazy. It was like someone told him that there was going to be rig fights. He just asked the wrong guy. And honestly, now that sports betting is now a thing, I wouldn't be surprised if there are certain fights where fighters do take dives. Obviously, this is alleged. I wouldn't know. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even a part of that world. But I know sports betting and gambling has been a problem because of pay. And what sports betting does is allow athletes to kind of bet and make a little bit of money because now you're starting to see a lot of suspicious behavior from a lot of athletes. They're not playing, they're not shooting over a certain number. They're only playing a certain amount of time and then they fake an injury or allegedly. Now that sports betting has kind of came into the picture, we are starting to see some certain types of behavior. The Jake Paul fights are actually you're right. They're not rigged. They are scripted for Jake Paul to win. I believe someone actually came out about the contract. They are scripted for him to win. That is definitely true. Because he's the draw. He's paying the other fighter. it's scripted for him to win. I mean, he didn't beat no Mike Tyson. I'm pretty sure Mike Tyson needed some money, and he just took that fight. But I mean, as long as it's entertaining, I guess that's all people care about. But there's no way that Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson. It's scripted for him to win. You saw what happened to I forgot, what is it, Joshua Anthony? You saw what happened to him when he went off script and he broke Jake Paul's draw, and then right after that fight, he lost his best friend. I don't believe in coincidences like that. He went off script, and he not only did he go off script, he broke his jaw. I don't find it a coincidence, like right after that event, that unfortunate tragedy happened. I don't believe in that in one bit. But yeah. Yeah, but it's all scripted though. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was, but in my opinion, I feel it doesn't matter how old you are. Because I mean, if you really think about it, we're kind of conditioned to believe that someone that's 50, 40 years old. Look at LeBron. I guess we're not going to go into how he's doing it, but he is doing it. He's 40 years old and he's still at the top of the league right now. Floyd Mayweather was about 40, 50. I think Floyd Mayweather is like 40, 50. And I think he was like, how old was he when he fought Conor McGregor? I think he was like around, I don't know. I really don't know how old Floyd Mayweather is. I guess my point is, I guess I really don't take age into account, because you can see that even though he was 50, he's still in good shape. He's been boxing, training for a majority of his life, so it's mostly muscle memory. If he's not gonna knock him out, he still has the technique. His technique is still there. Jake Paul just started boxing. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, there's this kinesthetic video or whatever it's called, and this dude was like 80 years old, ripped. Honestly, I think, like I said, I think we're conditioned to believe that, like, when you get over 50, you're supposed to slow down. But remember, I met a guy that was 112 years old, which is crazy. Longevity runs in his family. I mean, he's probably no longer with us right now, but even though he was 112 years old, he was stiff. He was walking. He was mobile, but he was stiff. He was stiff, but he was mobile. He was walking. Tall too. His daughter was tall. His daughter was probably like maybe 6'1". He said his grandma lived until like 108. He's 112. But like I said, that was back in, I think, 20. So he's probably no longer with us. I mean, if he is, then well, shit, he's about like 120 or some shit. But he's probably no longer with us. And this is when I worked at the VA center. So I had all during college. I worked at the VA center, so he wasn't just bullshitting. I had the information in front of me. That's why I sparked up that conversation with him, because I was like, wow, dude. Wow. You know, honestly, I really believe that is true. I really, cause I also saw this documentary of this. I forgot which part of the world it is, but people live an average of 90 plus years because it's a comfortable setting, the food is healthy, the people are happy, everybody is family oriented, and they live to 90 plus years. So I feel I feel like this quote unquote short lifespan that humans have is most likely engineered, and it's probably due to, the environment that they're in, the foods that they consume, them not being mobile, having no purpose, no will to move forward. Pretty sure all that takes into account of how long you'll be on this plane physically. Pretty sure. Yeah. Damn, dude. Yeah. Finally got that breakout. I mean, we could see potentially a rejection in here. We could see a rejection. We do got that small break of structure. It looks like the bears are going to fail to break out here. So we could see a slight rejection here, but we'll see. I mean, the 15-minute does look super bullish. It's about 3 minutes until that candle closes. If it closes at these highs, it's going to leave a 15-minute gap. Okay. I do see a lot of orders sitting at 600 though. Honestly, I don't even do it. I don't know. All right, well, looks like we're gonna go to SD1. SD1 is at 900, so looks like that's where the market's going. Because we got to push. The market's still pushing. The bears failed here. They got stopped out. So it looks like we're going to SD1. This is getting annoying. I probably might just get another. Probably another laptop. Okay. But all right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. We're out of time for this session. I do appreciate everybody that joined me today. I will definitely come back later on tonight, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody, and keep on jabbing. E-bomb. Yeah, I can look at yeah, we can look at SPY real quick before we go. We can look at SPY. Wow, when did this wick happen? Wow, when did that wick happen on SPY? That's crazy. Dang, is this wick real? Wow. Well, it looks like SPY basically filled this gap. If this wick is real, that's insane. That is insane. But this is what I will say. This is a 15-minute chart on SPY. It does look like the market did come all the way down. We did see the market fill that gap, and it does look like we're going higher. I would, yikes, damn, what the hell was just that? What was that? Did y'all see that, guys? Hey, that is insane, man. This market is going crazy. Look at that drop. It's a flash crash. Flash crash, and it gets bought right back up. Bears, just give it up, Bears. You're basically in the way at this point. Yeah, so I mean, we're in a positive gamma environment, so shorts are unlikely to work. We do see a lot of puts that are coming in. They're sweeping a lot of puts, but the market is just sitting at this gamma level. The market is sitting at this dark pool level, so it's highly unlikely for shorts to work. Highly unlikely. Depending on how long you want to hold is if you're trading options and you're trading 0 DTEs. I mean, I doubt that it continues to push higher, but the next biggest gamma level is at 760. We do have 756. But I would look to see what happens when the market gets to 760, if we get to 760. So let's get the 1 minute real quick. Well, it's obvious that SPY is trending. So if it holds that 21 EMA, if it holds it, it can go higher. But if we see a break, especially below this range right here, we could see a drop. We do have an order block sitting at around a dark pool level sitting at 753. So I'm pretty sure there's resting orders sitting right here. But obviously none of this is financial advice, obviously. But all right, guys, again, I do appreciate everybody that joined me today. I will definitely come back later on tonight, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody, and keep on jabbing.